Puppy Love is an okay film. The overarching narrative is pretty good, but it's quite slow. But the characters are likable, and I believe them. I believe their motivations and their actions. So, if you're a dog fan, I recommend it, but it definitely is a bit slow. This was released in 2023. It's directed by Nick Fabiano and Richard Allen Reid. It's written by Greg Glienna, Peter Stass, Kirsten Guenther, Dan Scheinkman, and Richard Allen Reid. And we have a cast including Lucy Hale as Nicole and Grant Gustin as Max. And they don't get along very well. But their dogs do. They both have absolutely gorgeous dogs. And the dogs kind of fall in love. And the female dog is pregnant. And Nicole and Max realise that for the dog's sake, they have to try and get along so the dogs can spend time together, at least during the pregnancy, because they figure this is what would be good for the female dog and her mood and her mental health, and they have to learn to get along. And I'll say no more than that. I won't say what happens. But in general, the narrative is fine. It works well enough, but it is very, very slow, and the action is kind of dull. And then there were times when they tried too hard to make it engaging. There was a scene with a lightsaber that was just a little bit peculiar. It didn't fit in. It didn't really fit in well with a lot of the rest of the film. So when they tried to be creative or they tried to make it a little bit more interesting, it didn't really work. But the overall narrative, as I said, I didn't mind. As a concept, it's okay. The execution's not great, but because I love dogs, I was still interested in watching it. So if you're a dog fan, then it's probably worth checking out. The narrative itself is sweet, if not the best. The characters, as I said, do have very believable actions and very believable motivations, very well-written characters with some really great performances. So I just think the biggest issue, and I wouldn't say it's a huge issue, it's still watchable, it's just the fact that the specifics, scene by scene, are maybe just not that interesting. But I didn't hate it. I wasn't completely bored. I loved looking at the dogs. So if you like rom-coms in general and you like dogs, then Puppy Love might be worth checking out. It's not amazing, but it works well enough. And if it sounds like it might appeal to you, then I'm happy enough to recommend it.